Hello everybody, it is I, Lightning Bliss, and I am back with another Speed Art Paint story time, and we got another vote that came out on my Twitter page yesterday, and once again, super close between wanting to know how I got into D&D and another good fan, bad fan story, and I have to tell you, good fan, bad fan story won out. So, I don't know, maybe next time I'll do the D&D story of how I got into D&D later on. But for now, we're gonna jump into the good fan story first. And once again, I would like to send my appreciation to everybody for watching my videos and for supporting all my content thus far. Commenting, liking, subscribing, sharing the video with your friends. It really helps me out. And you can also help me out more by visiting my Patreon page. I always have it linked in the description below or at the end of each of my videos. So thanks again, guys, and I hope you enjoy the story. So this good fan story actually happened, I believe, at my first year at BronyCon. Yeah, I got a lot of good fan stories I noticed from that first convention of BronyCon. It was my first BronyCon, so it was already a nerve-wracking experience. I have never been to Baltimore, Maryland. I've never been to, well, BronyCon, and I never really vended at a con this big before. Luckily, I wasn't alone vending because Silver Quill was with me the whole time, but needless to say, I was very nerve-wracked, very shot, and not exactly very good at keeping up with my nutrition and eating habits. Thankfully though, Dr. Wolf and Lady Wolf kept checking up on me and actually made sure I got something to eat, and I do appreciate Doc and Lady for doing that for me because yeah, I was really bad at times when they weren't around. I quite literally would just, I don't know, buy a quick cup of coffee and just go and vend, and I wouldn't eat like all day until dinner time because, I don't know, I guess in my mind I was like, I'm not gonna be hungry till dinner, I'm gonna be too excited, and I don't need food for that long a time, so I'll be fine. And I was horribly wrong. So my saving grace in all this just happened to come from a very kind and very good fan of mine. He came all the way from Switzerland just to attend BronyCon, and he wanted to meet Silver Quill and myself, and good gravy, this guy had a backpack full of Switzerland candy, mostly chocolate bars, and needless to say, those chocolate bars got me through my hunger pains pretty well. Now, I'm not condoning that eating candy is a meal and that you should not have candy to replace a meal, and if Doc is listening to this, I assure you it was not by intent, but I was so grateful for the gift this guy gave us. He gave me and Silver Quill each a couple of chocolate bars from his home country, and I gotta tell you, it was some of the sweetest candy I've ever had. I believe mine was a chocolate cherry bar, and it was so sweet, and I'm not even a big fan of cherries, but this was really good, and I gotta say, this guy was my saving grace, basically giving me something to live off of until my next meal came around, or when I had the sense to get up and actually go buy something for myself, even though I was kind of too scared to leave the table at the time. By near the end of the convention though, this guy still had a lot of chocolate bars on him, just a backpack full of them, and he unfortunately couldn't take them with him back home to his home country because, well, the obvious, he can't take food with him on the plane. I guess he must have shipped them here originally. So he kind of just dumped the whole bag on mine and Silver Quill's table when we were about to close up shop, and he said, here, I'm sure you guys will like these more than me. Feel free to keep them to yourself or share them amongst your friends. Thanks for coming to the con, and you two have a lovely day. I have never seen so many chocolate bars in all my life. My eyes boggled with glee, and though sadly, no, I couldn't take them with me either because, you know, it's food and chocolate melts and didn't want to risk ruining the leftover milk that I had. So me and Silver did our best to basically scatter the bars to every friend, every vendor, and you know, it's always nice when people give you food and you really need it. Now, I'm not encouraging all my fans to give me food while I'm at the vendor hall. I would not encourage that at all because, you know, I actually am a lot better at taking care of myself. I do eat breakfast now, or I try to. I do try to get a meal in once in a while. I do have snacks at my table this time around. I assure you, you don't have to buy me snacks, guys. I promise. But yeah, anyway, that was the good fan, and that is the story. Unfortunately, we do have to come to the bad fan story, and I'm pretty sure some of you want to hear that story, so let's just get to it. I believe it was in 2017, and I was in a little a little corner of Kia Shone's table because I unfortunately didn't get a table for myself, but she was happy enough to spare me a little space at her table. So I was kind of at this location where I was hidden away in an alley, artist alley location at BronyCon for 2017. But for those who eventually did find me, I thank you all for stopping by. And yeah, unfortunately though, we come across the bad fan. Now, he was a client of mine, and I'm not going to go into too much detail other than that he had commissioned me an order to have me fully color and draw his OC, really dark red color skin. Anyway, so I'm coloring and drawing the character, and the client is kind of hovering around my table watching me draw. Now, this normally wouldn't be a problem if he wasn't blocking the table, that is. I don't mind if people or folks want to hang around the table or nearby and wait for me to be done with their art piece, that's fine, but when you start to block the table, that's when it becomes a problem, and it becomes unfair to everybody else who's trying to say hi to me or maybe to buy something from me while I'm working. So yeah, do all vendors a favor, do your business, say hi, say hello, ask a few questions, and then move on. Try not to block the table because other people are waiting in line behind you, most likely. Anyway, while I was working, the guy started conversation with me, and it got to a point where he began trolling or joking really hard on me. Context, me and Silverquill back then in 2016 started a Twitter war about who he was shipping me with, and for those of you who remember the legendary Flash Sentry Lightning Bliss ship, that was the one that kickstarted it off. And you know, he and I, Silverquill and I, we had a lot of fun with that joke. We would have flame wars on Twitter, and I would make those silly videos and he would make the art pieces. He even got Vincent Tonk to sign an art piece that he made trying to ship me with Flash Sentry. We had fun with that. It was all in good fun. Unfortunately though, this particular fan is the reason why that joke had to be stopped. So the fan started joking with me about,
I hear your husband is Flash Sentry.
And I said, yeah, haha, that's really funny. Actually, no, my husband's name is Sub-Zero. He doesn't really like going to pony conventions.
Oh, so Flash Sentry's not here then?
That kind of took me back, and I thought, okay, he's just trying to hammer in the joke a little bit harder. And so I reiterate, yeah, okay, dude, that's really funny. But no, in all seriousness, my husband's name is Sub-Zero.
Yeah, I know. So Flash Sentry did stop by. I get it.
And it got to a point where he was really pushing it hard of insisting that my husband is Flash Sentry and that I don't have another husband other than Flash Sentry. And it kind of got to a point where I said, okay, dude, can you please stop? That's not funny anymore. Meanwhile, while this is all going down, Silverquill came to stop by and say hi to me, and he heard everything and saw how this fan was treating me. The fan continued to dismiss my husband's name, continued to dismiss the fact that my husband and I are married and we love each other very much, and just continued to harp on the idea that I don't have a husband unless it's Flash Sentry, and just continued to hammer and hammer.
No, his name is Flash Sentry. You're saying it wrong.
It just got to a point where I said, dude, I think you need to leave now. I will finish your art piece in about 30 minutes. And he said,
okay, say hi to your husband Flash Sentry for me.
And he walks off. I admit I am disgruntled. I'm a little upset, and I kind of am asking myself, what just happened? Did this guy not hear me, or was he trolling with me? I know he was trying to have fun, but I clearly told him to stop a couple times and that it wasn't funny anymore. Why did he keep doing it? And that's when Silverquill popped in and said, hey, how are you doing? And I kind of nonchalant said, yeah, I'm doing okay, I guess. And then he said, hey, I saw what happened, and that guy was being really disrespectful. I'm going to drop the Flash Sentry joke now. I admit that kind of broke my heart, because what was once a fun thing that me and Silverquill were doing together just became a weapon of bullying, more or less. Yeah, that broke my heart. I mean, guys, there's joking around, there's slight playful teasing, and then there's complete disregard of people's feelings, ignoring them when they say stop, you're hurting my feelings, that's not cool, that's uncomfortable. It's hurtful. This is not how you treat people, and this is not how you do jokes with people. If they're telling you to stop, if they're telling you that makes them uncomfortable, you need to stop, not just continue pushing the joke, because it's not cool. And yeah, to this day, I am still a little upset that me and Silverquill had to drop that joke for my own safety, and so bullying would be dropped. But that doesn't mean he and I don't have fun on the side with other things, like him calling me cute or me harassing him with the manti in Pokemon art pieces. So yeah, and that is my story of the Batfan. And I hope you guys took something from this experience, that you know, it's okay to share things, it's cool, but it's not okay to harp or harass people on a joke, whether you think it's funny or not. If they tell you to stop, please listen. Don't continue to harass them and bully them with a joke, because it's just not cool. And that's it for the Good Fan and Bad Fan story, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this, and once again, thank you all for supporting my content. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and if you want to help out more, you can always check out my Patreon page to donate. Every little bit helps. And of course, you can also click on the little icon bell down below to get more updates on when I'm going to release any more videos. Until then, guys, keep an eye out for those rainbows. They will make you smile.